Hello everybody, welcome to day number 26, and today I have this photo of my cat. So this is Linus, my male cat, and Lucy, my female cat. And Linus is kind of a quiet, scared guy, but I am definitely his person. And when he is sitting next to me getting petted, his sister, who is Lucy, will not usually come up by me. And it was really cold. It's been very cold in Wisconsin where I live the last few days. And she was looking really unhappy because she wasn't getting petted. So I just patted the couch near me and she actually came up. And this is how she sat. And her brother is not looking very happy at all with that whole situation. So I had intended on documenting something else today because it was a work day, but when I took this, I'm like, oh, I so have to document this and get the cats in here. So in my December book. So the other thing is I decided two things. First of all, is I went back yesterday and I quickly paged through my 2013 December daily. I think this is my 10th year of doing this. Let me think. Anyway, 9th or 10th year of doing this. And one of the things that I noticed is that I used not always full-size photographs. So in a 4x4, I might print it at 3x3. In a 3x4, I might print a square 3x3 as well. And it didn't matter what pocket I was using. I just made it fit. And I did that yesterday where I printed this square and then just used paper. But one of the things it was doing, it was getting more pattern paper into my book and more journaling cards. And I haven't been using as much pattern paper as I think I have in the past. I've been using a lot of cards. So that was one thing I noticed that I really liked that I hadn't been doing. And then the other thing I thought about was, I hadn't been using a lot of square pockets. So I was going to do that anyway. I figured it was going to be a square pocket day. And then the other thing, once I have square pockets, then I have this 2 squares and then a 2-inch strip here. One of the things I've done in the past is I've made some sort of shaker element, and I've done it a couple of different ways. I do own a sewing machine, but I don't sew a lot with it, even on scrapbook pages. So sometimes, I don't know that I've ever even sealed one of those with a sewing machine, but what I have done is I've just used a washi tape strip here to seal it. So I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do about the shaker pocket piece. I might seal it. I might use washi tape. We'll see what happens and how I feel about the whole thing when I get there, which will, later today. The other thing I thought about is this was a cold day, so I'm thinking I might want to use snowflake embellishments in that shaker pocket, and I have these embellishments here, which are the stickers, and let's see, I also have these snowflakes in red and silver, which I don't know that I'll use this. This page is so green, and I'm thinking I'd like some blue here, but we'll see what happens again. And then I also have some white ones. A friend of mine cut these for me a few years ago, and I've just saved them. And so sometimes I use the hexagons in them, and sometimes I do that. I also have some sequin snowflakes and just, white and clear sequins too. And I will tell you, when I do these sequin pockets, I don't like the fact that all the sequins end up in the bottom and then you just get this clear piece, because my books stand on a shelf. So what I've done in the past when I've done this is I've actually, I need to get it to go this way. What I've done in the past is I've actually stuck some things to the pocket and then let other things free, and that's where these snowflakes would come in really nicely, because I can stick those down and get other things moving around. So that's my plan to begin with. We'll see what happens, because the best laid plans when you're scrapbooking don't always work. The other thing I thought about is I have these tin pins from October Afternoon Under the Tree, and I've only used 3 of them, and this says Mary, so I thought that might be kind of funny to put it on this photograph with the cats, because that is not exactly a merry face there. So we'll see what happens. I do have my page from yesterday, which was very green and gold, because it was a story about watching a Packer game yesterday, and thank you for all your kind comments about what a good game it was and the excitement of the win. So that's where we're starting, and I'm just wondering if I should maybe think about getting in some other color in here, or multiple colors, to kind of, I don't know, not counteract, but maybe that. And I could do it with a piece of this paper here, because there's a lot of yellow going on here and not a lot of yellow in the colors from these collections. I also might just ignore it. We'll see. I think that's way too busy though, unless I mounted this photo on something else first. And I could do that. I also could just mount that photo on there and then do that. And then the other thing I can do, I have to remember this, is I also could put a piece of vellum in between the two pages. That's also an option. So I'm going to quick look at my vellum, or anything else I have that would work, which that would work. Oh, it's not quite big enough. So if I use this, I'd have to attach a little bit of paper somewhere to it so I could get the holes punched here. I haven't used this, and I do like this paper. This also would be really cool as a kind of a see-through element, although it wouldn't fit in that pocket, but that would be cool. Well, I don't think I'm going to do it on this one, because I really did want to put some sort of vellum. And this is almost a little bit too cutesy and happy for the picture of Mr. Linus there, who does not look happy at all. But I have plenty of vellum, and I could even just use a regular vellum sheet. I have dots and stars. The other thing I did think about too is that I haven't used a lot of glitter paper and in that album I had used quite a bit of glitter paper as well. And I'm wondering if maybe that's something that I could do too. Although if I'm planning on using snowflakes here, I'm not sure that I like that idea. Welcome to my thought processes. See, when you see those videos that I do of my 12 by 12 layouts where I go through them first, now you see what really happens. Now I like that. That also I could write on it just the way it is. It's just kind of a nice soft paper. I also have snowflake papers within these Ellie Studio collections. See, that one's not big enough. That's scrap. And I tend to go to my scraps first and then work through anything else after that. I just need to find one of my snow papers. I know I own them. And I've been using a lot of snow papers lately because, oh my gosh, it's cold and it's snowy here. And maybe I don't have quite as many as I thought I did. This is kind of a cute snowflake paper. This is not Ellie Studio. This came from American Crafts Be Merry, and it's called Sweet Treats. So I like that idea. I don't know that, okay, back to the photograph here. I don't know that I like these two things together without some other sort of unifying paper, which could be this pretty easily. And I actually think I like the cats on that paper better than on that one. So maybe that's where I need to go with this. So that's the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to glue down that, or get the cut for this paper for the photo of the cats. And then we'll see what happens with the rest of the layout. And I'm just going to cut a 4x4 here. And if I spoke proper English, that would be, I'm going to cut. Isn't it amazing how you listen to yourself and you think, oh my gosh, I shorthand talk a lot. The other thing I should point out, by the way, is I was really lucky because this photograph really has the direction of the cats looking that way into the page. And it's on a right-hand page, so it's back looking into the book. Now, what I could have done is if I had wanted to, I could have just put it on the next day or something like that. But in this case, it was fine because I can use that. So then, do I want to use red or green here? Or do I want to go back and see if I can find blue? Because I was having, that's what I started looking for to begin with, was some blue. The other thing, if I don't have any snow pieces left, and here's a piece that says Let It Snow in Winter Wonderland, if I cut that just right. But if I use this for my journaling spot, that you won't even see. There's some snow paper. And I like how light that is, so I'm going to cut a 4x4 square of that as well. Especially since I really want to do that shaker pocket technique. And sometimes, you know, when you're doing these December dailies, sometimes it is all about just, this is what I feel like doing today. You know, and sometimes it's about, I just want to get this done today. Okay, so I have that, and I have that. And now I'm thinking, okay, so what am I going to do? Do I like the cats on the snow paper? No, definitely on this. And the question is, how do I need something to add weight to this because I think there's too much weight up at the top right now. So I think it's time for some die cuts. And I'm just going to open my packages here. And maybe shake them out on the side. We'll see how that works. This piece has a cut in it, but I could, you know, make the snowflake there. Or I could just add snowflakes here. Here's a cute little tag. And I have to remember, which I actually like that cute little tag there. I need to remember that I have to get in my date. Or my number, really. Not my date, my number. So that's cute. And then I could add... I like the idea of adding something else behind there like that. Just that little December. And then maybe a layer of something else. Here's my red. And that looks good right there. So I've got blue, red, that's too big. I have almost the same circle here. And what I could do is use a little piece of green or something there. I am, however, not loving all those circles up there. So just kind of looking to see. Oh, this is cute. It says naughty or nice. Which I think is really appropriate for this photo. So that's definitely going to go on there. And we'll figure out if we're going to put anything else here at all. Linus would say it's naughty. Lucy would probably say it's nice. She's pretty sassy. Certainly not a reflection of her owner. Okay, so I think I like that as it is, and maybe what I'll do is like a little snowflake or something. Yeah, I think I have a couple of snowflakes like that. So I think what I'm going to do is glue this down so that the borders and edges are a little bit even there. And I'm going to probably use that documented there, but layer some things up. That's the other thing I noticed in my 2013 book when I looked through it. I thought that I was layering more than I am right now. That, you know, there were more layers of embellishments and that kind of a thing. So, you know, I'm not quite sure why that worked or why it didn't, and or why I was doing that, but I seem to be. So I think I want to work on adding some of those things in. And now I've glued all this down, and I'm thinking maybe that would be cute, that little label there. So I'm going to pull this up. And you'll only see part of it. So I'm going to cut about half of this off. I might use it. I might end up throwing it away. Who knows? Oh yes, I forgot about the snowflakes that I was talking about doing here. So that might help me feel like this belongs more. I have 3 of these little one more there. Although I've cut this label, I'm not loving it. Yeah. I'm just going to take that out and leave the stickers. And this maybe we'll use, maybe we won't. This is one of my printables, so I can have gazillions of these if I want them. Okay, so that card is done. I'm liking this better across from this now because we have some green in here, in there, and here. So now my next thing is, I'm thinking I might want some green in here. So I'm going to go to my die cuts from 'Tis the Season first. Lots of words here. So that's okay. It's almost like now I need a little bit of pink in here to pull in that color from up there. And I also have my green. That'd be nice to use it, that piece up. And I'm sorry I'm not sorting mostly where you can see me all the time, but as I've said before, these things stick to this mat and it drives me a little crazy. Oh, and I have to remember I need a place for my number somewhere, which I could also bring the pink into the number here. So that's an idea there. I'm not really loving that with the red though. This might be kind of fun. That making the list, because she's not very happy with him. And I'm pretty sure she's telling him that he's on Santa's naughty list. So let's go back to that. So now if I do pink here, and I feel like this needs to maybe go in the middle. And I'm going to go back and look at my green to bring some green in from that other page to this page. Now I have a whole lot of stuff out here. I was hoping to find something circular. And I have this Mary too. I have to remember I was thinking about that. Ooh, or we could do Santa here. Yeah, I like him. And I'm going to take the big, these are from Echo Park. I'm going to take the big button back off of this. So Santa's looking off the page, which I don't love, but he's almost too good not to use here, and I'll just deal with the fact that Santa's looking off the page. It makes me a little bit uncomfortable, but sometimes that's not the worst thing. And now you're getting all sorts of, you know, I don't know, weird life things. Okay, so I also could add a little bit of green. Maybe we do it this way and get Santa on this side. Yeah, that's what we'll do, and that helps because Santa's not quite so far over. And then we'll see if there's a little red piece I might be able to use here somewhere. Not quite that little, maybe a little bit bigger. Oh, back to maybe my little date. I think that'll work, but what I am going to do is I'm going to trim this circle. So remember when you're fussy cutting, hold your arm right against your side, and then what you're doing is you're turning the piece as you cut, you're not moving your scissors. Your scissors is remaining completely steady. I think I've said that more than once in these videos, but that's how you do it. And you get a much better cut if you do it that way. And circles are hard, so actually that's pretty good, except for one tiny little bit here. Okay, yeah, that's good. And I like how that really makes Santa come into this. And what I might do is add like some enamel dots or something like that in here to help me get. Now next year I'm going to remember not to print any of my printables because I have, oh my gosh, I probably have enough of these die cuts and things to last the rest of my scrapbooking life. Okay, so I'm going to bring this card down so that I can get it a little closer to me to get the spacing a little bit, a little bit more even or something to my eye, whatever that is. And I'm using both cream and white here, but I'm okay with that. The paper's cream, some of the embellishments are white, but the snowflakes, if I do that shaker pocket, will also be white. So I think that that's okay. Okay, put that down here. I'm just going to pick this edge up because I think it's in the right place and I don't want to, or close to the right place. How about that? There. Okay, that works for me, so we'll glue this down here. And that edge down here, I tend to like my edges glued down. And then what I'm going to do to get this button on, I have 3D dots so that if it's the back of that is a little bit indented, this will take care. Oh, and now that I think about it, I think I want this on the outside anyway. So we'll get that in. And I think I'm going to take up a little bit of space here. I need a sticker, some sort of sticker there, and I might go back to pink. I think this one is done. So this is interesting because now my original thought of doing snowflakes, I'm not so in love with anymore because I don't necessarily have that. But I do have red and green sequins, and I could mix those in with some of the snowflakes maybe to make it a little bit more pulled in with the colors in this. So, and I have those glitter snowflakes too, those red glitter snowflakes. So I said I wasn't going to use those, and now I might. I love that when that kind of thing happens. Okay, so here's my LA Studio letter numbers. I think they're too small to use with that. So I'm going to look and see. I think I have pink in my jelly bean soup. And we'll just hope that I have a 26 available. And I do. Okay, so here's the 6. I don't love it when it does this, which is, you can see part of that other, but my other choice. Yeah, I just need to get it down. So it's going to cover up that date a little bit, but I think that's okay. And what I might do is put the actual date right there. And I'll show you what this looks like in this pocket with Santa now. So I have plenty of places to add dates and to add, you know, I could add something right there. I'm going to look at this. So what I might do is I might put those there or here, and I'm trying to keep in mind what the back of this is going to look like too from the other side. So here's those snowflakes, and I have them in a couple of different sizes. It appears, I think most of my little ones are not, there we go, okay. So I could put those in there. I could add that in there, or not, as the case may be. And that just looks white from, oh, actually maybe if I've got something in white there, that might be better. I only have these in one size. And I also have to remember I can use stickers in here too. Yeah, I think those are too big. And I'm gonna wait a second on these. I think I might put them in this one, but I'm going to wait. So what I think I'm going to do maybe let those roam free and go back to my stickers and see what I think here. I could also use those stickers on this page too. Or I could put these back in. Because I do like the blue, pulling in the blue from here. I'm just going to flip this once and see what I think. Yeah, I don't like how that looks with those showing like that. This is going to be a long video. And these are the American Crafts Ice Plum Snowflake stickers, and I think I said that these are the ones that I think Shamel is using in her Journal Your Christmas this year. I'm just going to use that one, and I'm going to use one that's a little bit more open. If I could get it off. Oh, and I think I forgot about this. These snowflakes came from Walmart last year. They were in their, like, I don't know, trim the tree section or something like that in like an office section. And one of the things I forgot about it until now is they really are glittery. I was going to just leave these, but, and I do kind of like those floating free. So what I'm going to do here is feel like I need a third one. That's the only problem here. So maybe one. So I feel like now I need a third one here. Okay, I'm going to stop being a perfectionist about this and just get it on the page. That's in there pretty well. So today I'm doing a really good job of getting those layers on that I wanted to. And, oh, and let me see, you know what, I forgot that I've got Santa on here. Because this, if I do it here, it's too close to Santa. Maybe we'll tuck this under here. And then we have like 3 round embellishments there. Those are going to escape. If these are so glittery, the glitter's loose, it's going to get all over everything if I don't do something about that. So, okay. So now I have those guys in there. And I want to look at what I'm going to put in here. And I'm thinking if I had some green and maybe some pink, and I do have some pink sequins in here. And I'm thinking the more I look at this, that I'm going to want those red snowflakes stable. So the best way to do that is probably to add a glue dot. And you might see the glue dot from the other side. I will tell you, I think you're going to. But I think I'm going to be okay and live with it. Except I'm not sure this is going to work because the glue's not wanting to stick to this. So we'll see how this works in just a second. I'm going to turn it so I can see what that looks like too. You know, you see the glue dot a little bit, but not enough to really bother me. I think I'll put this one right in the middle. And what I'm doing, because the glitter, it won't stick to the glitter, I'm just taking it and placing the glue dot on the piece. And then it's sticking for me. And just doing this, I have glitter all over my mat. And the glue dot is now stuck to my finger. This seems like a brilliant idea. It's not quite so much fun to use these. And I think that's why I haven't really used them this year, is I kind of in my head remembered what a pain they were. And sorry if you can't see this in the camera, I'm having a hard time getting these on. The first 2 went on great. All right. So that's good. We have some pink sequins in there. And now I think some green. And these green that have lots of static cling to them. What I'm thinking about doing here is I think I'm just going to let the sequins go free in here. Okay, so I'm liking that so far, and then I also have some blue. Here's a stray green. I'm just going to pop in there. I also have some of these little blue ones, and I'm going to put those in here too, so that really all the colors that are represented there are also represented here. And I'm going to need to sew this shut, so I'm just really going to hope this works and that I don't mess it up because I love the page so far. All right, so I think that's done as far as it's going to go. What I'm going to do is I'm going to sew this shut, do the journaling, and then I will take some photos of it so you can see it. Happy couple of days before Christmas, everybody. See you tomorrow. Bye.